Today's episode of Nerd Soup is brought to you by NordVPN. Right now, you can get 68% off a 2-year plan plus 4 additional months for free when you go to nordvpn.com/nerdsoup or use code NERDSOUP. This special offer makes your subscription just $371 per month. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. I am Bo Oliver, joined here today by Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and we are back for another review of The Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 14, The Tragedy.
You know this is no place for a child.
Wherever I go, he goes.
So I've heard.
Well, I know Teddy is going to be very upset that he's not on this review because of what we saw play out in this episode. It's been 43 years in the making, I think, since Boba Fett's first appearance.
He got fucking Ahsoka, okay? So I think he should be happy.
Well, the thing is, you're very anti-Boba Fett. You're in the camp of...
I'm not anti-Boba Fett. I'm anti-people who think he's the greatest character of all time.
Yeah, okay. So he's fine, personally.
Yeah.
Him, his father.
Yeah, Django kind of trash.
But isn't this a trend it's really... I mean, the internet, you see it all the time. Side characters become fan favorites. They get cult followings. They have Twitter pages dedicated to them. Boba Fett's the forefather of that.
I know.
He ushered that in.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cool-looking character, but... And I have never seen the Clone Wars or Rebels.
Right.
He's in Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, Clone Wars.
I'm sure he's really good in that. But even before that, Boba Fett was, like, beloved.
Yeah, no. And you know what? I always wondered about that armor. It looks cool, but does it have gadgets? And no, they proved that in this episode. It definitely has gadgets. It's an interesting idea that they present to us in Attack of the Clones, this idea that kind of just sells his body for money, but wants an unaltered version of that clone to continue his legacy. And I guess it was confirmed in this episode that his dad was a Mandalorian. He's a Mandalorian foundling who fought in the Mandalorian Civil War. And that's how he was given that armor that he did pass on to Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean, this whole episode in general is probably one of the better ones. I don't know if it's better than last week. I think they're probably in the same tier, though.
You did like last week's episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the terms of, like, the top Mandalorian episodes. Because this was fucking awesome. It's probably one of the better 30 minutes of Star Wars I've seen. And, like...
While I was watching this, I'm thinking, who the hell directed this? It's got to be somebody big. And, of course, Robert Rodriguez at the end. And written by Jon Favreau. Yeah, I think these could be considered, these past 2 episodes could be the top 2 episodes. This, like you said, it was a 30-minute action movie. Mm-hmm. And starting with the beginning, that moment between Mando and Baby Yoda where they're training with the Force, but he's telling him, hey, if a Jedi comes along, you're going to have to make that choice to get the hell out of here. I don't want to, like Teddy said, take this kid off my hands. But it was sad.
I like how he kept saying Grogu. It's like when you meet a girl at a bar and you just keep saying her name over and over again so you don't forget.
Yeah, right.
It's like Grogu.
Not Baby Yoda. Not Baby Yoda. And he got a kick out of it. He wanted him to make that noise that everybody was really enjoying from last week.
It was sad, though, when he's like trying to convince himself like he's doing the right thing. You know, you're going to have to go with a Jedi. I said I had to bring you back to your own people.
Right.
He clearly doesn't want to do that, but he feels like he's honor bound to fulfill his mission.
Yeah, and he's becoming a bit softer. He's laughing. I think this is the first time we saw Mando laugh. He gets a chuckle out of Baby Yoda.
The old dad who didn't want a dog got a dog, and now he's...
Yeah, now he's in love with the dog.
Yeah.
And he's also the dad that wanted to be a pro athlete, but his kid is so much better. He's like, I'm not even worthy. It's a Mozart's father who gave up his career to teach his son. He tells him, he's like, you're way too powerful. I can't train you. And he takes him to the planet Tython. And he sits him on top of that kind of...
Stone
Eye stone. Right. Comes from Legends. And he's like, is there a switch? How do we activate this thing? Where's Luke? And then that force field.
Yeah.
A force field
yeah.
appears around Baby Yoda. And that was awesome, man, to see him meditating like that.
Have we ever seen the Force that visible or that kind of vibrant in live action yet? I mean, we've had lightning and we've had the projections of the former Jedi, but something like that I don't recall ever seeing in live action.
It's never been visualized like that. Like you said, we've had the lightning. I like what they did with the sound in The Force Awakens, that you can hear the Force. Every time Kylo Ren did something, you would hear that wham. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's the first time that we saw that kind of blue hue that made up that force field that Mando couldn't get through. Grogu meditating, he looked just like Daddy Yoda, reaching out with the Force. I don't know what that does, if that's just long-distance Force calls, or if that's something else.
Yeah. He doesn't talk, so we don't really know, but...
Yeah.
I think the possibilities of other Jedi picking up that signal, whether it be Luke or Cal or...
Who do you want it to be? That's the question that really matters here.
I mean, obviously Luke. That's like...
You're supposed to say Mace Windu. This is the Mace Windu channel, okay? Other channels have taken up Luke, Cal, Ezra.
Yeah, so I think
all of them. I really think it's going to be Luke, man.
I think all of them will be cool to any certain group of people because you'll have the Rebels fans love it to be Ezra. You'll have the Fallen Order. If it's Cal, that's awesome. Luke and Mace are more general, like big moments for every section of the fan base. So,
well, I mean, just skipping ahead to Boba Fett's badass moment, a lot of fans just want that for Luke. And if we got a Sebastian Stan who is a Jedi Master, a bit bearded up, and he just has that badass moment where he takes people out, you know, a bunch of cannon fodder, a bunch of nameless villains, stormtroopers. We want to see that. And we didn't get that with The Last Jedi. We got some epic moments with Luke in The Last Jedi, but I want the classic, I'm a space ninja and I'm just going to beat you up, Luke Skywalker. But like you said, I think whoever it is, it would be satisfying.
You got to imagine Luke has to feel that. If he's the most powerful like Jedi and, you know...
You think he's got it on spam? He's blocking spam calls. It's like, this kid ain't a Yoda.
Well, it's when you get a call from an unknown number.
Yeah, he's not picking that up.
Yeah, no, decline.
Mace Windu's like, who is this?
Ezra's probably just picking up the phone for everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Ahsoka? Is that you? But this is where we see the return of Boba Fett, and obviously he was hinted at in the first episode when Mando goes off, leaves Tatooine. Boba Fett was eyeing him, and he admits that he has been tracking him. And Mando thinks that he's there to take his Beskar armor, but Boba Fett's like, no, I want the classic armor. I want that throwback jersey that you stole.
Yeah.
And he's got Fennec working for him now, played by Ming-Na Wen, who we saw in episode 5 of season 1 when she had that showdown with Mando.
Well, that was when the first Boba rumbling started, when that mysterious figure came up to her dead body. Everyone's like, "Oh, is that a Mandalorian? Is that Boba? Who is that?" And lo and behold,
yeah, a little standoff until
BJ himself.
Yeah.
I mean,
what? BJ himself?
Yeah, BF.
BMF.
And lo and behold, it's BF himself coming to the rescue. Gave her some sick abs.
I liked Boba's getup without the armor, the scars on his face. Mm-hmm. He's obviously seen some things and been in some pits, got out of some pits.
Mm-hmm.
And Ming-Na Wen, like we said, she had that encounter with, her character's name is Fennec. She had that encounter in season 1. Bigger jaws, bring in some stormtroopers. They've been tracking Baby Yoda. They're trying to get the child, and this gives us the opportunity to see Boba Fett and Fennec in action. And the Fennec action scenes were great. I love a good sniper.
Yeah, I mean, everyone really shined here. I mean, Boba going off was fucking incredible.
Right.
That hooked staff thing.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Even before he gets in the armor,
yeah,
that hooked staff thing, you put it perfectly. He was going off with that thing. He was breaking bones.
I know. But
breaking armor.
Once he got the armor back, he was fucking going off.
Well, that was great, yeah, because they're being surrounded. Mando is trying to get into that force field, having no luck, so he decides to go and fight the stormtroopers to protect Grogu. And like I said, they're being surrounded, and who comes to save the day? It's Boba. He steals back the armor, he shows up, and this was the best moment of the show so far. Besides them revealing that a Baby Yoda exists, this is probably the second best moment. Incredibly directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, no love for the Empire. I mean, you know, he was just trying to... He did it for a check, and you would too.
Well, Mando, I'm sure, worked for the Empire at one point.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
So
I mean, he was working for the Empire at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean...
Well, we always talk about how they went a bit more stylized, and I think that Boba Fett needed it. He needed this.
Yeah.
This was his makeover.
Definitely the most entertaining he's been in live action. And I think showing off some of that skill set from, like you said, even before with the long staff, with his marksmanship, his hand-to-hand combat, and him getting to use his back rocket, getting some back shots off.
Yeah, the back rocket. He had gadgets all over the place, man. He was like Inspector Gadget. Walking like a badass, too, man. They gave him a couple of slow motion shots. Like, this is Daddy Boba here to save the day.
Yeah.
And once again, it was getting that name drop of Yoda last week. It filled me up with joy. It almost brings me on the verge of tears because of how iconic these characters are, and just to see them in live action on television, looking so cinematic, it's just such a treat.
I think a lot of the shots too early on. I mean, obviously some of the action sequences look great, but just some of the captions, some of that landscape of that new planet by the Jedi temple thing, of them walking towards it. I thought it was a strong way to open the episode, and I mean...
Yeah, balancing the natural setting with the futuristic technology, that's Star Wars 101.
Yeah. And I think, too, every time, like, a ship enters the atmosphere or comes in, it just looks so, like...
Well, seeing Slave One, that's a spoiler right there. That's the iconic Boba ship that he used to follow Han Solo, that he was using in the prequels, that his dad was using in the prequels.
And the Razor Crest. Gone.
Peace. Yeah. Got blown up like Rey's jumper in The Force Awakens.
That sucks, man. Ships to people in this universe, that's like...
Yeah, kids.
Part of your identity.
I think maybe that's why Ben Solo went evil, because Han Solo once chose the Falcon over him, probably in some hostage situation.
You could tell he was like depressed, like when it broke. He's like, "Damn, I don't even want to get that kid."
Yeah, no,
ship.
I was sad about the kid. Now I'm more sad about the ship. We also saw the Dark Troopers in this episode, and they look more like androids than anything biological.
Yeah,
we had guessed that maybe they would be the Force-sensitive Dark Troopers from the Dark Empire comic, but they have been used in other iterations as just androids, just kind of super-powered androids. So that makes me believe that Yoda's blood was being used in a clone program for Palpatine.
Maybe, or maybe that was just an alternative because they couldn't get the...
Oh, those are like Mach 1?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but they look cool. I wish they had like more to do. They kind of just look cool and walk slowly towards the baby.
They're the White Walkers of Star Wars, man. What do you want them to do?
That's true. Him taking a nap after the Fourth is kind of adorable, too.
Yeah, man, it wipes him out.
Yeah.
That always pisses me off, where he's like, "I'll come back for you," and of course the Force field goes down. He falls asleep twice in this episode after using the Force. But that scene between Grogu and Moff Gideon, man, I think this is the most evil Giancarlo Esposito has ever been. This is the most he's pissed me off, because he's played some evil dudes in the past.
He locked up a baby.
You torturing that little fucking baby. When he lit the lightsaber, I was like, this motherfucker's gone too far. He needs to be stopped. Like, where's Bo-Katan? This is where you swoop in, you save the baby.
Yeah.
I think that'll happen.
Tasing a baby is never cool.
It did seem kind of gentle, though.
Put it on like low mode?
Yeah, it was just a little circle.
And if your team Baby Yoda's going to turn evil, I mean, just torturing these poor fools in the
That was
cell.
cool to see. It was him showing off his powers, and obviously he still has those limitations, but it's that potential that they keep talking about with this character. And like I said, that exchange was great. Moff Gideon telling his men to hold back from tasing him. I want to see this play out, and then I'm gonna fuck with him a bit here. Mm-hmm. You just wonder the intelligence of this creature. How much is he really taking in?
Yeah, he seems to be more intelligent than your average baby. Right? Babies are fucking stupid.
He's more like a pig, you know? They say pigs are like more intelligent than babies.
Yeah.
But he's got Force powers.
Yeah, true.
Darth Piggy.
Spider Pig. But the end, I think, leads us to
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I told you he was going to recruit Bill Burr.
Well, yeah, it seems like he's putting together a team. Here you could talk to fish.
The whole next episode is going to be from Bill Burr's perspective.
Goes to Mal Calamari. He's like, I heard you could talk to fish.
So, yeah, it's kind of offensive, but yes, I can. What do you want? You want me to fix your ship up again?
I think Caro, she's obviously a cop now, but so she can't like get into some of these underworld problems, but I think she'll come along, and then I think he will get Bo-Katan, maybe Ahsoka. He'll assemble, I think, most of the crew we've seen him interact with in the past.
I think it's going, you think Cara Dune's going to go with him?
She has to.
I hope Carl Weathers does as well, Grief Karga.
So I was like, if you're going, I'm coming too.
It's like,
one of those things.
Yeah. And then Mithril, the blue guy. He's like, no, I'm staying here. I think it could be a situation even where we see them just kind of cross paths with Bo-Katan.
Okay.
I definitely think she'll come back. I don't know about
the goals
Ahsoka.
are aligned, so
right.
I mean,
they're headed towards the same person. Ahsoka, I'm not sure if we'll see her again. I'd love to see her again.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because at first I thought, okay, Ahsoka's got the lightsaber, he's got the darksaber. You need someone to combat that, but he's got the spear now, which is the only thing that survived the crash, which can clash with a lightsaber.
Yes.
So he may get that final fight. And Moff Gideon, we're wondering if he was Force sensitive. It looks like he's not. I thought maybe we were going to get something in this scene where he does like some Force interaction with Grogu. So yeah, I could see him maybe recruiting Ahsoka, but I don't know if Ahsoka budget fits in for these last couple of episodes. Like, yeah, that makeup's expensive.
I thought maybe for a hot second, like if the stormtroopers got too overwhelming, like Jedi were going to show up.
Yeah, me too. About 15 minutes into the episode, I'm like, are we going to see some Jedi?
It was jarring when the episode just ended for me.
Yeah, it was abrupt ending.
I was waiting for like more. I didn't realize how much time has passed. And,
yeah.
I mean, looking back at the half hour, it was a great half hour, but I was kind of like disappointed in a moment. Like, I thought we were going to get some more here.
What was that? That was the 6th episode. We have 2 left, right?
Yeah. And we both kind of predicted that at this point of the season that they're going to go away from the adventure of the week. This is going to be all connected, so I'm looking forward to these last 2 episodes, right?
Yeah. We have 2 more episodes.
Seems like these 3 are all going to be combined. Next week we'll start like a 2-part finale type.
Right, yeah. We can possibly see these last 3 episodes as a movie in the future. And I hope the final episode is 40 minutes, closer to 50 minutes. You know, like I said, I really enjoyed this episode, and the runtime didn't bother me at all because it was just thoroughly entertaining throughout. And I think we'll get some longer runtimes here. But I'm very excited for Chapter 15 and Chapter 16 finishing off this season. I've been a big fan of this season. It's everything you love about Star Wars. Great action, great characters doing cool things, lightsabers, Force moments.
Pretty much exemplifies like what this show does well and why it's so entertaining for all these fans. I mean, we both enjoy it week to weeks, but when you have an episode like this with higher stakes, with seemingly overarching plot points being enacted, it just makes it that much better, and the anticipation for next week is just elevated.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have you and Teddy just fight it out to see who gets on the review.
I mean, come on. You really think he's got
You're
a
scoffing
chance?
at Teddy?
Yeah.
Are you saying that you've got the high ground?
I'm Jake Paul. He's Nate Robinson.
And before we go, we would like to thank NordVPN for sponsoring this video. NordVPN is a great option for those who find themselves frequently on the internet. So many aspects of our lives now take place on the web, especially after this year, so internet security and protection has never been more important. And that's where NordVPN comes in. Instead of using public networks, Nord allows you to use one of their private networks. This way, when you're connected to the internet, all of your sensitive information will be secure. With thousands of servers in over 60-plus countries worldwide, Nord is a great option for those looking to stream content from other places around the world. Say you want to watch something that's only streaming overseas. It's as simple as hitting a button. And remember, you can get 68% off a 2-year plan plus 4 additional months for free when you go to nordvpn.com/nerdsoup or use code NERDSOUP. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, so don't wait. Click the link in our description box below and take control of your internet again.